Children. So what we are going to see today is letter writing, formal. We've already learned how to write an informal letter. So we will see how to write a formal letter. So the formal and informal letters, there is not much of a difference. So let us see. So if you see, letters are the exchange of written messages from one person to party to the other through post, and they guarantee the preservation of information for both the sides and provide a satisfying means of self-expression. So the types of letter, if you see, formal and informal. Informal is written to friends and relatives, and formal letter is written either to the editor, or it is written to the police officer as a complaint, or it is written to somebody else as a request or as an invitation. So the formal letters, the elements of formal letters, if you see, we will begin the letter with sender's address. So we have to write the sender's address or self-address on the top left side of the page. So writing on the right is not wrong, but formal letters, we do follow the block format. So if it's written, everything is written on the left hand side. So it may be written in 2 or 3 lines, and we do not have to use a comma at the end of a line. But if more than one object of the address are in a single line, you may separate them using commas. For example, K202, comma Vivek Vihar. There, if you have to write both the objects in one line, you can divide them with a comma. And do not write your name above the address. Whether it is formal or informal, writing our name is not accepted. And then after writing the sender's address, that is from address, you will leave a line and write the date. So the date, as I've already taught you, it is always written in British format. So leave one line after the sender's address and write the date on the left side of the page, that is starting from the margin. The date and the year are written in the numerals, and the month is written in words, and that also should be written in full. If it is the month of December, you write DEC, you would lose mark. So it should be written in full. We should also remember, when the date is written using 2 digits. That is, if you are writing on the 1st of December, you may have to write 01 or 02. And the year is written using 4 digits. If it is 2020, you will write 2020, not just 20. And if at all you write the month at the end, it can be separated by a comma. Then the receiver's address, you will leave a line after date and write the receiver's address, that is the to address. And there you will leave one line after the date and write the receiver's address on the left side of the page. And write the receiver's address or addressee's address in 3 to 5 lines. So maximum 5, not beyond that. And here also you should remember, it is not required. You're not expected to use commas. It is not at all important. But if more than one object of the address or in a single line, separate them using commas, like as I've taught you in the from address. Do not write the name of the receiver above the address. So in case if it is written to the principal, you will write only the designation the principal or the collector. You will never ever write the name of the particular person. And then comes salutation. Salutation also you will leave a line after receiver's address and write the salutation. The receiver's address, and leave one line after the receiver's address and write the salutation on the left side of the page. So salutation is written as dear sir or dear madam. Madam, not ma'am. It should be written in full madam, or simply sir or madam. And you will never ever write anything in no name is mentioned. There should be a comma after the salutation. In case the question mentions the name of the receiver, the salutation comprises dear plus the title plus the surname of the receiver. That is the family name, the surname, not the first name. For example, if the receiver is some Gupta, you may write Dear Mr. Gupta. And do not put a full stop after the title. So it is just Mr. Leave little space and write Gupta. And then comes your subject. This is not mandatory, but that it is not wrong to write. And below the salutation, on the left side of the page, write the subject. So write the word subject followed by a colon, and then write in one sentence the issue you want to discuss in the letter, and underline the subject line, that is to attract the attention of the person whom you are writing the letter to. And the main body of the letter, so it follow the 3-paragraph pattern for writing a formal letter. The first paragraph is for introduction. That is, if you are writing to the principal, you may know the principal, it is not necessary for her to know you, because out of 1,000 and odd students, the principal may not know you personally. So it is always advisable, introduce yourself, then introduce your designation, address, class or club, and so on. And then introduce the issue briefly, whatever you are writing the letter for. And the second paragraph explains the purpose of writing the letter. Talk about the issue in detail. Write clearly what you want from the authority you are writing to. Then talk about the effect of the issue on people and give a few suggestions if required. And the third paragraph should conclude the letter. That is, reiterate briefly what you want the receiver to do, and write a concluding phrase, and after that leave one line after the concluding phrase and write thanking you on the left side of the page. So you should remember, everything is written from the margin. And after you complete thanking you, the subscription also starts from the margin. The subscription, it should comprise of yours sincerely or truly or faithfully. And then it should have the sender's name and designation. That is only if it is applicable. And there should be no apostrophe in yours, that you know, not necessary for a comma after yours truly or sincerely or faithfully. And write your name in running hand, not in uppercase. That is completely, you will never use the full name. Writing all in capital letters is not allowed. So you should not use block letters to write your name completely. Name should be written in full with initial. If you feel that you have only one single name, then you write with initial. If you have your family name written along with, then it is not required to write the initial, but it should be in full. When the receiver's name is not known, so you might wonder where to use faithfully and where to use sincerely or truly. So when the name is not known, you may use yours faithfully. And when you know to whom you are writing, then you may use yours truly or sincerely. So this is a kind of an example for you children. So to begin with, the writer's address, leave blank line, then date in correct format, leave a line, then the receiver's address, leave a line. Then you have to write the salutation, leave line, and the subject line. and after that also leave line and divide the letter in minimum 3 paragraphs. Maximum it could go on for any number, but you remember the word limit. I'll tell you how many words you are supposed to use. And after concluding line, leave a line, and then you write yours faithfully and the name of the person, the one who writes in full. And here, children, faithfully or truly, whatever you write, Y, yours, Y must be capital letter. If it is faithfully or truly, T or F should be smaller letter. Children, here are some of the opening lines for a formal letter and closing lines. The opening lines are needed to make reference to previous letters, say how you found the receiver's address or to why you are writing to the receiver. For example, this is to inform or request you, or I would like to bring to your notice, or through the columns of your newspaper, I would like to. If it is to an editor, I'm writing to inquire, or this is in reference to your letter dated, or I got your address from and would like to, so on. It can go on. And closing lines are needed to make a reference to a future event, to repeat an apology, or to offer help. For example, I look forward to your reply, or I look forward to hearing from you, or I look forward to seeing you soon. So the formal letters could be business letters, official letter, or letter to editor or to principal, or it could even be a job application. And the business letters are such letters of inquiry or information, placing, cancelling orders, or acknowledgements and replies. And if they are official letters, it could be letter of inquiry, letter of complaint, or letter for request or appeals. And if it is letter to the editor, letters informing or suggesting on an issue of public interest, or letter to the principal if it is letters for permission, for leave or complaint, and so on. And then letter for job application if it is to apply for a particular job. It could be to send the biodata or resume should be attached. The formal letters or informal letters, if you choose any, and you get 10 marks. And the formal letter, you should remember, language should be straightforward, brief, and to the point. Use matter-of-fact style. Avoid using long sentences. And the word limit should be 150 to 200. This, I mean, the body of the letter. Then this is the kind of format. Letter writer's address first, that is from address. Then you write the date. Then the receiver's name and designation and address, if it is to the principal or to the collector, whoever it is. And then the salutation comes first, and then the subject. And then body of the letter to be divided into 3 to 4 paragraphs. And subscription and name with surname and initial. And the salutation, dear sir or madam, and subject, you have to give an appropriate subject, preferably in noun form. And subscription, yours faithfully or truly, and body divided in paragraphs. First para, begin by introducing yourself and describe the purpose of writing. Para 2 could be subject matter in detail, and para 3 is conclusion or suggestion, anything it could be. And the points to be remembered, you have to read the question very, very carefully, and the letter must be coherent and not begin or end abruptly. Coherent, I mean to say, it should have proper connection between the beginning line, the matter, and the conclusion. Never ask the editor to solve your problems. You can only give suggestions in case if you're writing a letter to the editor of a newspaper. In a formal letter, the opening sentence should indicate the aim, purpose, or of your writing the letter. The first line of the letter will have to show if you are writing a complaint letter, requesting information, answering an invitation, or applying for leave, position, making a formal apology, or making arrangements. So I mean to say, the first line when you introduce, after your introduction, that opening sentence should clearly show or indicate your purpose of writing that letter. And purpose for each paragraph. The first paragraph of formal letter should include an introduction to the purpose of the letter. It is common to first thank someone or to introduce yourself. So this is an example you may read through. For example, if you're writing to Dear Mr. Anders, thank you for taking the time to meet with me last week. I'd like to follow up on our conversation and have a few questions for you. This could be your introduction. And the body paragraphs, the second and following paragraphs should provide the main information of the letter and build on the main purpose in the introductory first paragraph. For example, our project is moving forward as scheduled. We'd like to develop a training program for staff at the new locations. To this end, we have decided to rent out space in the local business exhibition center. New staff will be trained by our experts in personnel for 3 days. In this way, we'll be able to meet demand from the first day. And then the final paragraph. The final paragraph should shortly summarize the intent of the formal letter and end with some call to action. And how you can end is, thank you for your consideration of my suggestions. I look forward to an opportunity to discuss this matter further. And then the formal letter details. What all you should do is open with an expression of formal address, such as use Dear Sir or Madam, to whom it may concern. Beginning your letter, first provide a reason for writing. If you're beginning correspondence with someone about something or asking for information, begin by providing a reason for writing. And these are some of the beginning lines. I'm writing to complain about, or I'm writing to request information about, or I'm writing to apply for, I'm writing to inform you, I'm writing to thank you, or I'm writing to you regarding my recent stay at your hotel. And so these are some of the lines that you can begin your letter with. Frequently, formal letters are written to express thanks. So this is especially true when writing in response to an inquiry of some kind, or when writing to express appreciation for a job interview, a reference, or other professional assistance you have received. So here are some useful phrases of gratitude. Thank you for your letter of date inquiring about. We'd like to thank you for your letter of date asking for or requesting information about. In response to your letter of date, we would like to thank you for your interest in. So these are some more examples, children. I would like to thank you for your letter dated January 22nd, requesting information about a new line of lawnmowers, something like that. And you may also use the following phrases when asking for assistance. I would be grateful if you could help me do this, or would you mind helping, ing form, or would it be too much to ask that, or whatever. It could be begun like that. So these are some more examples you may go through. And these are also examples. I would be happy to answer any questions you have. We would be pleased to assist you in finding a new location, something like that. And the closing remarks. Always finish a formal letter with some call to action or reference to a future outcome you desire. Some of the options include a referral to a future meeting, I look forward to meeting or seeing you, or I look forward to meeting you next week, and so on. And these are some of the examples how you will end with. An offer of further help. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions regarding this matter, or if you need any further assistance, please contact me. And a formal sign off. Sign the letter with one of the following phrases: yours faithfully or yours truly. So remember, there is no apostrophe in yours, and the first letter of faithfully and truly should be small letters. And it's always good for you to, or better for you to write block format. That is, formal letters are written in block format. Place everything on the left hand side of the page. Place your address or your company's address at the top of the letter on the left. So this is an example, a sample letter for you. This is the body of the letter and the subscription. And you are expected to write letter, a business letter. You are in charge of sports in your school. Write a letter to GSK Enterprises, a leading firm dealing in sports goods in Chandigarh, placing an order of cricket shoes for your cricket team. Also request for their product catalog and for a discounted pricing for your school. So this to be done in your English language note, the composition side. This is letter 2, letter to the editor. You are Kamal, a resident of 10 Indranagar, Kanpur. The main road leading to your locality has 5 open manholes causing lot of accidents at night, especially in the monsoons. Write a letter to the editor. The Times of India drawing attention of the municipal corporation towards this. So this also must be, see children, here you don't have to write look for any address. So this address is given. Number 10, Indranagar, Kanpur is your address, and you have to write your name as Kamal, not just Kamal with initial or a family name. Imagine a family name could be added. This is letter 3, letter to the principal. Write a letter to the principal of your school requesting him to arrange for extra classes after school in mathematics, as the syllabus is incomplete due to the teacher's long absence. All these 3 letters you may have to write and submit it or finish it, and do let me know before next Wednesday. Thank you, children. This is it for letter writing. That is for you to practice. You don't have to submit the letters. You do complete it in your language notes and keep them. Good day, children.